Welcome, this is the Home Office Sage. The Home Office Sage presents a lesson from our productivity series, using the Eisenhower Decision Matrix. After this video you will understand how to prioritize tasks and manage your time using the Eisenhower Matrix. Allocate your time to complete important tasks and meet your primary goals. Generate a daily task list and track tasks to completion. How can you be more productive working at home? What tasks should you work on today? What should be done first? What tasks are important? How much time should I spend on each task? We recommend the Eisenhower Matrix to organize your time and prioritize your tasks. But, what is the Eisenhower Matrix and how does it work? The Eisenhower Matrix is a productivity tool invented by Dwight Eisenhower. He was the Supreme Allied Commander in Europe during World War II. He was the 34th President of the United States. And he was a very busy guy, so he invented a tool to help him be more productive. The Eisenhower Matrix is a tool to help you focus on the tasks that require your attention. The matrix is based on the foundational leadership and management principles of prioritizing, planning and scheduling, acting, delegating, and eliminating unnecessary tasks. It has two dimensions, importance and urgency, that help you prioritize tasks and determine what should be done next. The dimensions in the Eisenhower Matrix provide you with a set of criteria that will help you prioritize tasks and manage your time. Time is a precious and limited commodity, and improving productivity means you can accomplish more in a fixed amount of time. Think of this jar on the left as your available time today. The big rocks represent your highest priority tasks. The small rocks are your moderate priorities, and the sand represents lower priority tasks. If you spend most of your time on lower priorities, there won't be time for all of your highest priority tasks. The big rocks just won't fit into the jar or your available time. So put the big rocks in your schedule first. The big rocks represent your biggest priorities. Schedule the small rocks next. The sand will be last. These are your lowest priorities. If there isn't room for all of the sand, well, you still managed to get your biggest priorities accomplished. Now back to the Eisenhower Matrix. As we mentioned before, the Eisenhower Matrix has two dimensions, importance and urgency, and is divided into 4 quadrants. Let's explore each of them now. In the first quadrant, the green box, are important and urgent tasks. This is where most of your time should be allocated. First quadrant tasks include tasks with deadlines. They also include critical issues or problems that require attention now so they don't impede future achievements. First quadrant tasks should be tied directly to your planned goals and objectives. First quadrant tasks should be scheduled in advance and done on the scheduled day. But, some tasks require effort over multiple days, and we will show you how to backward plan from deadlines. Here are some guidelines to help you operate efficiently in the first quadrant. Planning tasks completed in the second quadrant will reduce and perhaps eliminate crisis management in the first quadrant. Since first quadrant tasks are urgent, it is important to understand and manage any consequences of failing to complete an action. If the first quadrant truly represents your priorities, you will make time to do them, but remember, everything cannot be a top priority. Here are a few examples of first quadrant tasks. Completing a proposal for new work. Submitting a conference publication or journal article. Completing a client project on time. Responding to critical emails from your boss or client. Taking care of critical family needs. In the second quadrant are important and less urgent tasks where time should be allocated to future needs. Tasks in this quadrant include goal setting. Planning and scheduling tasks to meet future deadlines. Scheduling for capacity building and relationship building tasks. Capacity building tasks include professional development and planning for new capabilities. Relationship building tasks include business development along with investments in vendor and employee relationships. And tasks that address and prevent future problems. Here is a second quadrant strategy for planning complex tasks like writing. It is called backwards planning. Backwards planning is a strategy used to allocate multiple time slots for complex tasks with goals and deadlines. Complex tasks like writing and professional development often require more than a single session to complete. These tasks usually have a due date or deadline, and intermediate goals. The more frequently you do these tasks, the better you will get at estimating the time it takes to complete them. Below is a sample timeline and 3 steps for backward planning a writing task. Step 1 is to identify your deadline and ultimate goal. In this case, your goal is to submit a technical paper to a conference. The second step is to identify a set of intermediate goals and establish the deadlines. The third and final step is to allocate blocks of time in your schedule for all the tasks required to meet each intermediate goal. Here are a few guidelines for operating efficiently and effectively in the second quadrant. Since there are no set deadlines to work toward in this quadrant, you must be disciplined. Here's a strategy. Make appointments with yourself to dedicate time to planning and thinking strategically. Plan your work and work your plan. Don't forget to act on your plans. Get action. Plan the next day's tasks at the end of each day. Review tasks in the morning and then get to work on your priorities. Here are a few examples of second quadrant tasks. Strategic planning, client meetings and interactions, networking and seeking new clients, professional development and other capacity building activities, stress reduction activities like exercise and meditation. In the third quadrant are not important and urgent tasks that you should be seeking to delegate to others. It is important to note that while the tasks are labeled not important, they are not important from the perspective of requiring your specific skills. Third quadrant tasks are primarily communication tasks required to transfer information to others and ensure delegated tasks are completed on time. Even though tasks are delegated, you should be aware of your responsibility for each task you delegate. You can delegate the authority to do the task, but you cannot delegate responsibility. And an action passed is not always an action completed. Recognize the tasks that don't require your special skills and delegate when you are able. Avoid busy work. If you are part of a team, empower them by delegating. Allow for independent decision making. Trust your team. Ensure a process is in place to monitor progress and ensure completion of delegated tasks. Here are a few examples of tasks you can delegate to improve your productivity. Delegating is an opportunity to build the capacity of others in your organization. Schedule and coordinate tasks for others to meet urgent deadlines. Ask others to respond to some emails. Allow others to draft responses that you can finalize. In the fourth quadrant are unimportant and not urgent tasks where little of your time should be focused. Fourth quadrant tasks include trivia and time wasters that take away opportunities to complete priority tasks. Avoid constant emailing and texting. Avoid unproductive social media. Avoid any tasks not directly associated with your planned goals. The best guidance we can provide is to avoid the fourth quadrant in your daily work. Eliminate any tasks or activities that fail to align with your written goals. It's okay to do fourth quadrant tasks after critical work is completed. Everyone needs some fun and a little downtime. Only use social media during work time when it is directly related to business development or stakeholder communication. Be more productive by setting a schedule for checking email once or twice per day to avoid constant distractions. As noted above, avoid wasting time and minimize anything that isn't in one of the first 3 quadrants. We are now ready to try a practical exercise using the Eisenhower Matrix to prioritize tasks and allocate time. For our exercise, it is a Monday afternoon and we are reviewing the list of unprioritized tasks listed below. Our first step is to identify the importance and urgency of each task. Next, we rank order each task based on the quadrant and due date. Finally, we allocate 30-minute blocks of time to schedule our work for Tuesday. Note that we allocated 15 blocks for the quadrant 1 and 2 tasks and 1 block to communicate expectations to Gary for the delegated task. How flexible is the Eisenhower Matrix? Let's see what things look like at the end of the day on Tuesday. Conference paper is not complete. It will take another hour to finish. So it is moved to Wednesday and allocated 1 more hour to complete this important task. The delegated task is moved to Thursday for a quick progress report from Gary. There are many good time management systems out there, but one of the most prevalent is the Franklin-Covey system. Franklin-Covey's prioritized daily task list uses symbols to represent the status of tasks as noted below. You can find out more about Franklin-Covey at the link in the description below. We would like to close this lesson with some parting advice on how the Eisenhower Matrix meshes with Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Be proactive, plan ahead and make deliberate decisions about how you spend your time. Begin with the end in mind. In other words, set goals. If you understand where you want to go, it is easier to envision the steps required to succeed. Of course, any road will do, if you don't care where you are going. Put first things first. Focus on your energies on your priorities. Understand what is important to you and understand your roles in the working world. Employer, employee, business owner, leader or mentor. Identify your important roles and allocate time to be successful in those roles. Think win. Develop relationships and recognize opportunities to delegate tasks and mentor others. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. Allocate time to listen, understand and invest in others. Synergize, cooperate and collaborate to maximize your potential. Recognize your strengths and areas for development. Team with others who are strong where you are not. Sharpen your saw. Balance and renew yourself. Enhance your energy and health to create a sustainable, long-term, effective lifestyle. Thank you for watching and supporting our channel. Please comment, ask questions, like this video and subscribe.